Hi there. Lady Ember here. Thank you for tuning into this episode of Tips for a Magical Life. Today, we're talking about letting others have the glory and why that's important. There's something magical that happens to the human spirit, a sense of calm that comes over you when you cease needing all the attention directing toward yourself and instead allow others to experience that glory, to experience that moment of magic and self confidence and happiness because they accomplished something. Our need for excessive attention is that ego centered part of us that says, look at me, I'm special. My story is more important than yours. And a lot of us fall prey to that. I did too when I was younger. In fact, there are days I still do. And I have to consciously get myself out of that with some of the tips I'm going to share with you here in a moment. You see, it's that voice inside of us that may not come right out and say it, but that wants everyone to believe that my accomplishments are slightly more important than yours, and you need to respect that. The ego is the part of us that wants to be seen, heard, respected, considered special, loved, but unfortunately, it's often at the expense of someone else. It's the part of us that interrupts someone else's story or impatiently wait their turn to speak so they can bring the conversation and attention back to themselves and how glorious they are. Now, to varying degrees, most of us engage in this habit without even realizing it, much to our own detriment whenever we talk to people. When you immediately dive in and bring the conversation back towards you, you can subtly minimize the joy that person has in sharing. And in doing so, create distance between yourself and others. And when this happens, everyone loses. The next time someone tells you a story or shares an accomplishment with you, notice your tendency to say something about yourself in response. Although it's a difficult habit to break, it's not only enjoyable, but actually it's more peaceful and loving and gentle and kind to have that quiet confidence to be able to surrender your need for attention and instead share in the joy of someone else's glory. Rather than jumping right in and saying, once I did the same thing, or guess what I did today, bite your tongue and just notice what happens. Record it in your journal. If you're still in that conversation and you need to say something, say that's wonderful or that's amazing. Or simply, please tell me more. And leave it at that. The person you're speaking to will have so much more fun. And because you're so much more present and involved in the conversation and letting them be them and have this moment, and because you're listening so carefully, they won't feel in competition with you. The result will be that the person will feel more relaxed around you, making them more confident as well as more interesting. You too will feel more relaxed because you won't be on the edge of your seat waiting your turn. Obviously, there's many times when it's absolutely appropriate to exchange experiences back and forth and to share in the glory and attention rather than giving it all away. For me, I go and I talk to my friends and we do all of the great things that happen in our lives first. They'll go first. They'll say everything that's going on in their life, and I'll just listen. If I have something to say, I will respond, and then it'll be my turn. Or sometimes I'll go first, and then they'll do that. So, these are a great habit to get into because the person you're speaking to will have so much more fun, like I said earlier. You both will. And you'll both seem more confident and more interesting to each other. You're going to be more relaxed, you're going to be more in the flow, and you're going to be living a more magical life because you won't be on the edge of your seat waiting your turn. Guys, if there is a compulsive need to grab it from others, the attention, to be in the spotlight, that's what I'm talking about is wrong, okay? Because ironically, when you surrender your need to hog the glory, The attention you used to need to get from other people is replaced by a quiet inner confidence that's derived from letting others have it. And life becomes so much simpler and easier to navigate. Until next time, my friends, love and light, peace and progress. Lady Ember out.